Hey guys, this is Scott Horne with Horne & Associates PC and First Option Title. And as investors, we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to buy a property as is. It's one of the things we all put in our contracts. If you like the video, guys, please take a minute and like it. We appreciate that. If you have any comments, please comment below. We'll get back to you on those. Come join us over on our as well. So as investors, so often when we're buying a property, on our contracts we denote that we're buying it as is. And what does that really mean? Well, typically it means you're buying it in the condition you're seeing the property. When you go to see a property when selling a home, if you don't have an inspection clause in there, then they're assuming that you've done your inspections and anything you missed, you missed. Can you ask for an inspection? Absolutely you can. But most of the time we investors don't do that because we are mostly tasked with knowing what those repairs are and realizing that most of the homes that we purchase, we know they're going to need some type of work done to it, whether it's paint or flooring or appliances or whatever that might be along the way. Now, just because a seller is selling as is doesn't mean that they don't have to disclose things to you that they actually know. Here in Texas, we have a form that's called a seller's disclosure of property condition, which is a mandatory form for all sellers to give buyers. Now, you can get that form and you hope it gives you a lot of information on there. Oftentimes, if I'm a seller of property, I try to disclaim everything because I've never lived in the house before. And of course, when you don't live in a home, it's hard to know the nuances and things that can pop up along the way. So I really like to get from a seller what they know about it, and so if I'm selling it to somebody else, I can include what they gave me to my back-end buyer somewhere, and it helps them understand the transaction better. It also may help me alleviate some liability. Now, as you look at all of this, if you're selling a home as is, maybe you want to go a little bit further, that you put a clause in your contract that says seller is selling the home as is, where is, with all faults. Seller is making no warranties. They're waiving all the warranties of habitability, of merchantability. You should try to get those words down to be able to say them properly too, by the way. It takes a while. But I have forms in my sale packages where I have a buyer sign off on the fact that I gave them a chance to inspect the house. They're affirming they've inspected the house. They acknowledge that they're buying it as is, where is, with all faults. That as a seller that we're waiving all of the warranties of habitability and merchantability, which means flat out, it's an as-is sale. Don't come back to me and tell me I don't know something. Now, even though I probably do all of that, if there is a known defect that I know about and I fail to disclose it, could I have liability for it? Yes. So guys, the point there is if you know something, don't hide it. It's okay to tell people what's going on if you actually know what it is. But again, as I said earlier, so often we investors don't know what they are. We buy a house as is, and even we go in and we do a big rehab on the property. It doesn't mean there is something you may have glossed over somewhere that you just don't know about. Did you really crawl into the attic and see if you have a broken roof rafter or something that might be cracked up there? No. Do you know if there's an underground issue in a water line or a sewer line that you didn't inspect and don't have any knowledge about? No. But if you do have that actual knowledge, I think it is so important to make sure you disclose those kind of things. But at the same token, what I like to do when especially selling as is ensuring I have covered all my bases. The more I can do, the better. Have some separate documents that your buyer can sign off on, affirming those kind of items. If you have to give them some disclosures, give it to them. And in that, affirm and acknowledge that you have limited and no knowledge of the property. Do things that protect you along the way so that you keep putting that buyer on notice over and over and over again so that you're reiterating that. Because if you're ever in a courtroom with that, and guys, if you're in the business long enough, it's going to happen. You will be there somewhere because something happens, and it's always our fault as an investor when those kind of things happen. But if you can show how you gave that buyer the opportunity to inspect, they're affirming that, you just disclaimed everything, and it's just repetitive, That's just added protection for you where the trier of fact, the judge or jury, whatever, is going to turn around and go, we got it. You guys had the chance to do your homework, you just didn't do it. But my last comment again is, if you know of known defects and you aren't fixing those, do your absolute best to disclose those in writing. You'll find that that will serve you well and protect you long-term in your transaction. And guys, I will tell you this. I've had a deal come back where a contractor of mine rehabbed the house. Apparently there was some termite damage in a shower stall area. He fixed it, didn't tell me anything about it at all, and went on. I had zero knowledge of the damage. 6 years after the sale, guess who gets sued claiming we had some knowledge where we failed to disclose? So keep that in mind. If your contractors are working on a job and they find things, make sure they tell you so you can disclose those things. All these things are so important to protect us as investors out there along the way. I think if you do those kind of things, it'll serve you well, it'll protect you as best as you can. There's never a 110% guarantee, but do those kind of things. I hope it helps you guys in all of your transactions. So guys, I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, please like it for us. We appreciate it. Make some comments below. We'll do our best to get back to you on those. We'll see you on our YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys next time as well.